Right now at noon, a train collision and derailment shut down tracks near the Missouri-Kansas line.
And we are going to warm up as we head into the afternoon. We'll finally get to see some of this snow clear away. Look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a tragic loss brings a community together for a special tribute tournament.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Flames tear through a Pittsburgh home Sunday afternoon, forcing firefighters into a quick attack to save the structure. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Samantha Walker. The Pittsburgh Fire Department responds to 308 South Locust at around 2 p.m. after receiving reports of the blaze. Fire shows through the exterior when crews arrive, but firefighters quickly enter and bring the flames under control. No injuries are reported, but the home suffers extensive fire and smoke damage. The American Red Cross has contacted the resident to provide assistance. Now here's Chris with a quick look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got a pretty decent day lined up for us. A live look from earlier this morning, in downtown Pittsburgh, showing those clear skies to the south. Clouds gradually increasing across the area. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin from this morning as well, looking south. Looks all right, but look at all that snow that is still left out there, and especially on the neighborhood streets, back roads. But the good news is we're finally going to have an opportunity to get rid of that. Take a look at these numbers. Boy, it has not been warm. At least we're not at record levels. We started at 12 yesterday, the record 7 below in 1979, made it up to 37, 10 degrees shy of average, and our record 72 back in 2024, just 2 years ago. We were considerably warmer and we were considerably colder. Again, the good news is we're warming up. Now, as we go through the rest of the evening, we'll have a mix of mostly cloudy to straight up cloudy skies. Temperatures leveling out right about the mid 40s, eventually dropping later this evening with the approach of a weak cold front. We're going to talk about the impact that front will have and when we'll warm back up again here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. A semi loaded with press and steel plastic wrap crashed yesterday evening near Rolla. The tractor trailer struck bridge overpass pillars and the driver was entrapped. The truck initially caught fire, but bystanders were able to put out the flame using a fire extinguisher. Emergency services located the heavily damaged semi with the occupants still trapped inside, suffering traumatic injuries. Crews quickly extracted the driver, who was flown from the scene. Bridge inspectors designated the structure as safe for continued travel. A train collision and derailment shut down tracks near the Missouri-Kansas line. 2 trains collided over the weekend near Mulberry, Kansas and Burgess, Missouri. 2 tanker cars carrying a heavy asphalt-like material, a grain hopper, and a locomotive derailed. Some grain spilled, but no injuries were reported. Authorities have not yet given an estimate for when service will resume. For now, the main line is not operating through the area. The cause of the collision is under investigation. A basketball tournament took place to honor a local teen lost to gun violence. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
I just seen it as an opportunity to bring the community together. You know, it was a tragic time. We lost a young kid. Nobody should ever have to receive that call or have anything like that happen in life.
On January 9th, Girard High School senior Adam Bizzari lost his life to gun violence. To honor his life, friends and family organized a benefit basketball tournament in Pittsburgh.
It's a good feeling for sure, because I expected maybe 10, 20 people, maximum 30 people come out, have some food, show our blessings to the family and whatnot, but there's quite a lot of people and there's more in the other gym.
Adam's mother, Amy, attended the tournament, saying the support has been overwhelming from the community since she lost her son.
Well, it's a joy. It warms my heart. The support period we've had from beginning until today, and it'll probably continue, has been amazing.
With food, friends, and of course
basketball, the support for the Bizzari family still continues.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for all your kind words. Thank you for stopping by and, keeping an eye on us. I'm thankful for all of that.
In Pittsburgh, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The tournament had a $10 per team entry fee, with all proceeds from the tournament being donated directly to Amy Bizzari. The group Respect Missouri Voters held a drive-through petition signing this weekend in Joplin. Organizers say the effort is about protecting voters' voices and making sure election results are respected no matter who casts the ballot.
Not everybody that comes through is a Democrat or an independent or a Republican. and it's nice hearing their individual perspectives and where we may disagree on other things, but we all agree that our votes should count. And whenever we vote for something at the ballot box and it passes, it's something that should stay in law, and the legislature should have to listen to us.
Organizers say the petition signing happens every Sunday in the parking lot of Teamsters Local 823 in Joplin until the end of March. The USD 250 Foundation distributed nearly $25,000 in grant funding to support the district's teachers. Priority is given to grant applications that enhance structured literacy and standard skills for state assessments. John Bartlow, the president of the USD 250 Foundation, says that the grant lets teachers branch out from budget concerns and try new things in the classroom. Awarded teachers received their grants at a reception that took place earlier last week. Bartlow says he would like to thank those in the community whose generosity has continued to fund the foundation. A Joplin baker turns personal struggle into community support. KOAM's Nellie Lopez gives us a closer look at how a baker's sourdough hobby is helping put bread on the table.
I started baking about 2.5 years ago. I was in a mom group at my church, and I was actually going through postpartum depression at the time, and I found a really cool group of people, and a woman there invited me to her house to learn how to make sourdough.
Beth later found baking sourdough was the best therapy for her. At the time, she was finding it challenging to extend compassion to others. However, when the government shut down in the late 2025, leaving many families in need, baking took on a deeper, more meaningful purpose for her.
When I had heard that the government was shutting down, I knew that there were going to be hungry people in our community.
By then, Beth already had several customers buying her sourdough. She decided to take it a step further.
I shot them an email and I said, hey, this is my idea. If you want to sponsor a loaf, you can sponsor a loaf for $5. That was basic cost. That was not going to give me any profit at all.
With the help of the community, she had sourdough bread ready to donate.
I decided if it were me and I were kneading bread, I probably would not want to show my face to someone. So I just decided to leave it in the blessing box, and then whoever came to the box could get it.
Community boxes like this one, where you can take what you need and leave what you can, giving the community the option of getting food and maintaining privacy. She could simply buy bread, a much cheaper and faster option, but she believes someone without the means to eat should have access to healthy options.
Sourdough bread is healthy, and so being able to give families something healthy that's going to nourish their kids, themselves, that's really nice too.
In Joplin, Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
Well, coming up next, the partial government shutdown, which kicked off on Saturday, will continue until the House passes the deal struck in the Senate. What progress is being made? And later, we're making a ravioli pesto pie in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The House returns today to begin considering the deal to fully reopen the government. A partial shutdown began this weekend, impacting several agencies, including the Defense Department, Department of Homeland Security, and Transportation. Even though the Senate passed a measure to address Democratic concerns over ICE tactics and the death of Minneapolis resident Alex Preddy, the House must still approve it. CBS's Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
ICE out, ICE out. As demonstrations took place in communities nationwide this weekend to protest the Trump administration's immigration enforcement tactics, debate over ICE in Congress has also partially shut down the federal government.
We have a logistical challenge of getting everyone in town.
The House must still vote on the Senate-passed deal, which splits off funding for the Department of Homeland Security, providing only a short-term extension while lawmakers negotiate ICE reforms.
Because of the conversation I had with Hakeem Jeffries, I know that we've got to pass a rule and probably do this mostly on our own. I think that's very unfortunate.
House Democrats say they won't help Republicans fast-track the bill, and ranking member of the Homeland Security Committee urged Democrats to vote against it, saying they must demand real changes.
Donald Trump and his administration have been using taxpayer dollars to brutalize everyday Americans, kill American citizens, and violently target law-abiding immigrant families.
Despite Democratic opposition, House Speaker Mike Johnson expressed optimism the partial shutdown will end Tuesday, but that starts the clock on the more difficult negotiation over larger reforms.
Sir, do you think it's good having lots of cameras on these kinds of incidents between law enforcement and the people?
I think it would help law enforcement, but I'd have to talk to them. I'm going to be talking to them tomorrow. actually I think would help law enforcement.
In addition to body cameras, Senate Democrats have said they also want an end to roving ICE patrols, tightened rules regarding warrants, and a ban on face coverings. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is expected to swear in new Democratic Congressman Christian Menefee today, further narrowing the divide in the House. There are 218 House Republicans with 214 House Democrats. Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Today, we have a Groundhog Day recipe that is a winner beyond a shadow of a doubt. Any ideas to what it could be?
And warmer temperatures finally showing up in the 4 states. That allowed us to get rid of some of that snow. A full look at your forecast when we come back.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Well, we had a bit of a cold start across the area this morning for some of us. The good news is all of us seeing warmer temperatures as we head into the afternoon. Let's start with downtown Pittsburgh from this morning where we had those clear skies. Clouds, though, gradually increasing across the area, and they will continue to do so until we're eventually mostly cloudy rolling into the afternoon and evening hours. In fact, some cases we may just be straight up cloudy. We'll continue with the south breeze. We will be dry through the evening and overnight hours, but early tomorrow morning we have a weak cold front coming in. By 5 a.m. it's almost right on the I-44 corridor, and with it we'll have north winds back behind it. And the reason we call it a weak cold front, in this case there's two. One, there's no precipitation associated with it. I know Future Track's trying to throw some stuff out there, but we're not really looking at much of anything associated with the front. And number two, the temperature drop, there will be a drop, but it will not be as significant, especially compared to what we've seen over the last couple of weeks. In fact, our temperatures with this front will drop back near average, a little below, but pretty close too. As we go through the rest of our Tuesday, we will have, again, some partly to mostly cloudy skies. And again, in some cases, we may just have straight up cloudy skies, and that will continue overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning. And we will stay cloudy through the majority of the day on our Wednesday as well. And our temperatures are going to stay a bit below normal. So like I said, it's a bit of a cool down, but not a significant one. Those cloudy skies will hang on as we start into Thursday, but the good news is the later we go into Thursday, we'll start to see skies clearing, and take a look by Thursday morning, those winds shifting out of the southwest, which will help us start to warm up. As for the rest of today, we're looking at the low 50s for most of us, partly cloudy skies, again, eventually becoming mostly cloudy as those clouds continue to increase. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Overnight tonight, we're back down into the low 30s, so above normal. Not by a lot, but above normal. Mostly cloudy, and northwest winds ahead of that front start to shift at about 5 to 10. North winds tomorrow, 5 to 10. So that's the other good thing, is we're not looking at very gusty winds associated with this. Mostly cloudy skies and temperatures at just a wee bit below average. You saw we're supposed to be in the upper 40s in some cases. So we'll be pretty close to that as we go into the mid 40s around the area. Now for Wednesday, again, it is a little cooler. Upper 30s, low 40s, so a little more below average because we're not going to get that much sunshine in here. Lows, though, pretty close to normal, back into the mid-20s. So we're going to get some melting done today. These temperatures still will allow some melting to take place, but look at what we get as we head into the rest of this week. By Thursday, those southwest winds bringing in warmer air. We start climbing near 60 by Friday. We do have some slight shower chances Sunday and Wednesday, as some of the long-range data has suggested we could see some low 60s as we roll into next week. Still looking as a possibility out there. So get out there, enjoy it. I know tomorrow, Wednesday, will be a little cool, but rest of the week, the weekend, looking pretty good. Finally, get to say goodbye to all of this snow. Samantha?
I'm liking those temperatures a lot more than what we have had, Chris. Well, thank you. Stick around. We're making ravioli pesto pie in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog, may have seen his shadow today, meaning 6 more weeks of winter, whether we like it or not. But the Mr. Food Test Food team has spring on their mind. Howard is showing us his light and easy recipe for ravioli pesto pie in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
With today being Groundhog Day, I thought it'd be fun to share a recipe with you that would be fitting whether Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow or not. You see, if he did, that means we would have 6 more weeks of winter, and this dish would be perfect since it's so comforting. On the other hand, if he didn't see his shadow, that would mean that spring would come early, so all the springtime flavors in this dish would be even more timely. All we do is boil a bag of frozen ravioli according to the package directions. While that drains, we mix together some homemade or bottled pesto, a jar of chopped pimentos that we drained really well, some Parmesan cheese, and a generous amount of sliced pepperoni. Now we add the ravioli and give it a good toss. After it's coated, we dump it into a pie plate, sort of leveling it out and finishing it off with lots of mozzarella. All that's left to do is cover it, pop it in the oven until it's heated through and the cheese is melted. Does this ever look good or what? Like I said, it's warm and comforting, yet its fresh taste is all but teasing us that spring is right around the corner. The recipe for our ravioli pesto pie is online now and is ready and waiting to serve up no matter what our little groundhog friend predicted. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we're looking for a dish that's a winner beyond a shadow of a doubt. In other words, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, again, we're looking warmer today, into the low 50s out there. A cool back with a weak cold front Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll warm back up again. Southwest winds on Thursday helping us out, near 60 Friday. Slight rain chances Sunday and Wednesday. Could even see the low 60s by the second half of next week.
Certainly much nicer temperatures, thanks, Chris. Well, coming up tonight at 5, physical therapy can be critical to help recover from accidents or injuries, but more therapists say you should consider booking a session when you're healthy. We'll have more on why experts say doing so can help you stay mobile longer. Plus, we'll have the latest details on the ongoing discussions regarding a solar farm project in Crawford County, as plans appear to stall. And the O Show wins the Small Town Showcase, how Missouri Humanities will feature the community. Join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. Well, that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. Have a great afternoon.